This is the story of 5 colleagues who were working together at MRC the Gambia, and they noticed a crucial issue: the lack of reliable medical testing facility in the Gambia. They saw that some people were traveling outside of the country just to do medical tests that were not available in the Gambia. Determined to address this problem, in 2019, they founded this. This is AQA, a medical diagnostic lab. It stands for Affordable Quality Assurance. They started by offering 50 different tests. In just 4 years, they have now expanded their services to cover over 150 tests. I had an amazing time filming this video and learned a lot from the AQA team. Unlike other stories shared on this channel, the AQA team went into great detail, covering every aspect from how they came together, how they raised funds, how they got the office space and equipment, and how they sustained the business. They even shared other business opportunities in the health sector. Make sure to watch this video all the way to the end. Even if you are not in the health sector, the steps they shared are applicable to any business in any industry.
We were 5 people that founded the company, the 2 of us, plus Momodu Jallo, he's currently in the US, Momodu Barry, still at the MRC, and Gankebe, he's currently in Germany.
But now tell me, how did all of you, how did you come together to start this AQA?
So we all had our different experiences. Like for me, I was working in the clinical labs at the MRC for over 10 years. While I was at the MRC, I see a lot of people that comes to the MRC to do medical laboratory tests. Most of the time it is not available, or even if it is available, it's restricted to people that go through the MRC normal process, or people that are admitted at the ward or for projects. So the general population, usually there is restriction that how many patients they can take. So you will have to go outside and look for these tests. And by then, these tests were really not readily available in the country. We are all seeing the same problems. He was also seeing the same problem. Muri was seeing the same problem. We said, we need to do something about this. So we were there at the office, so we started discussions. And there were other people that were also there that were interested. I think everybody was seeing the problem out there. So initially we started with 11 people that came together. We created a WhatsApp group. And then we said, okay, now we have to come together, put our resources together and our expertise together and start something. We started contribution. But we realized not everybody, because now it comes to commitment, not everybody was willing to put their resources. So from 11, we ended up with just 5 of us. But that also disrupted our plan, because our plan was to contribute at least 100,000 each of us. That's going to 1.something million. Just to start small. But because all other people backed out, it was just 5 of us. We have to readjust and re-strategize. But notwithstanding, we said, well, we are committed to this. We would go ahead and do it. So by January 2019, Gano was the first person actually to bring his money. So with that money, we registered the business. So we registered it. We didn't even have a place. We started scouting for a place. So we contributed. We paid 6 months. Now we have a place. We have registered. We don't have equipment. All we had is our expertise, registered business, and an empty space. While I was working at the MRC, I was also working at Medicare. Actually, still working for Medicare. I oversee their labs. I'm the general laboratory manager for Medicare. So by that period, I have already built a reputation with some of the distributors, because I was the manager. I was the one doing all the ordering. And Ismail Ecomed, they were also from the MRC. They are the distributor for HEMA, the company that is in Germany that makes equipment. We approached them, so well, this is the plan, we don't have money. Can you allow us to pay 25%? So they gave us a quotation, and the quotation is a lot of money. We cannot afford to pay that. But with negotiation, and because they had trust in us, they gave us 25%. We paid 25% upfront. But even with that was a bit difficult. This is now something, there's no going back. I called him, he said he has a brother who he thinks will fund. So he called his brother, and his brother actually gave him the money. But it was also not enough. I said, I also have a friend who I'm sure will be interested. I called him, I told him. He invested. So we had 2 investors. I mean, you are starting. Who is going to trust you to give you that amount of money? So it only has to come from someone who trusts you, right? Who knows you. So with that money, we were able to pay the 25% upfront, and then the remainder of it, we were able to pay gradually as we work. Yeah. So on 15th of April 2019, we opened our doors to the public. Everything was here installed. So I took my leave from MRC. So I came, we had 2 staff.
Introducing Sunu Creative Solutions. We are a web design and development agency that specializes in creating various types of websites for businesses, organizations, and e-commerce platforms. Whether you're looking to sell products or services online, we can assist you in building your dream platform. You want to boost your website's visibility and ranking in search results? We offer search engine optimization services to help you with that. Here are some of the websites that we have built for our clients. But don't just take our words for it though. Here's what some of our clients have said about our services. If you'd like to know more about us, visit our website at www.sunucreativesolutions.com. It took 5 dedicated individuals, 2 investors, 4 machines, 2 staff to get things running. And of course, money.
1.7 million.
That was a lot of money, yeah?
But remember, that didn't cover all the equipment.
Yeah, that was 25%.
That was just the 25% upfront plus some of the things that we need because you needed furniture. You don't, patients would not just walk in and then stand. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you needed computers. You needed reagents itself because all these machines, they use reagents. It's like a car. You can buy the car. If you don't put fuel in there, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So we have reagents. It's sort of the fuel for the machines.
Since there are 5 people behind the business, there has to be ways to distribute the roles. Who will do what?
So I think it was sort of organic. I was basically operations manager. I was the one working in the clinical labs. So they had their own expertise. Each one has their own specific expertise. But I was doing this daily. So naturally, I just became the operations manager. So naturally, he became the CEO. He came with the vision, documentation, paperwork. He does it. And then you have Vore, finance. He was the one managing all our finances. And you have Barry, who he had worked in the clinical lab. So naturally, he became the quality management guy. And Ngany, he's the one that talks everywhere. So naturally, we put in PRO. So he would talk to the landlady, he would talk to the lawyer, he would talk to people. That's how, naturally, I think everybody had a role to play. So we all complemented one another. So, but we were all still at the MRC. The strategy that we were using is everyone will try and take their leaves and then come. Right? So I took initially when we were starting, I took leave from the MRC, I came. So during that period, what we did was train the staff, and then by then in the morning they would just collect the samples, in the evening then we do the analysis, and then following these patients will come and get their results. So these are sperm cells. So someone who has fertility issues, it's either this is absent, or the quantity is deficient, or there is something wrong with the morphology. So that is in men. So now we've seen it's not only women that are infertile. So you have a lot of men that come here. The problem is actually the man, not the woman. So once patients walk in here, they come with their request form. They hand it over to the receptionist. He's going to look into the system and register them into our electronic medical record system. The patient will take the form, go to the sample collection area. The samples are collected. From there, the samples will be passed onto the sample reception where they will also be logged into the system, to the database. From there, the samples are barcoded. From the barcoding system, then they go into the lab. And the lab also verifies to make sure the right samples have been collected, depending on what test needs to be done. If it is chemistry or hematology or microbiology, the samples are distributed into different places. If it is X-ray that the patient needs, then the patient will be sent to the X-ray room. We have a digital X-ray machine. If it is ECG, the patient is also sent to the ECG room. And then once the result is done, usually what we do is we send the results to the patient's WhatsApp. Because once the patient come here, you register with your WhatsApp, automatically you will have a welcome message with your whatever price that you need to pay and your unique number. So once your samples are collected, you don't have to wait. You can go. So you don't need to spend more than 15 minutes in this place. The results will always be sent to you via WhatsApp.
Tell us about AQA. Like, is it a hospital, like pharmacy? What exactly do you do in this space here?
Medicine in the 21st century is more of evidence-based. Right? I don't just look at you have to, okay, go and take paracetamol. Paracetamol might be not what you need, or even paracetamol might mask the underlying condition. Right? So you want to come here, find out what the root cause is, what is the problem, and then it makes it easy for the doctor to treat you.
We have different departments. We have recently the X-ray department, then we have the microbiology department. The other one is the blood, like where we can check to see if your kidney is properly functioning or if your liver is properly functioning or not. So basically we focus on trying to do testing, investigations.
It's purposely, intentionally done that way. We always have that question. A lot of people come, you should be a hospital because you have all this equipment. But that is not our area of expertise. We know this is an area that is a huge problem for a lot of clinics and hospitals in the country, because it is difficult, it is expensive to maintain a quality lab.
Who are your clients, like your biggest client? Are they like these people from the other hospitals? They co-work in here, or how is it?
So we have from different places. Most of them comes from Banjul, the FSTH, Kanifing, Serekunda Hospital, and also you have the clinics as well. But most of the volume actually comes from the government side in terms of the hospitals.
If you are a private entity, you are also looking for profits. Right? And it's not profitable for a clinic alone to run on all these tests because you don't have the volume. So the strategy is to be a standalone lab and then provide services for all these clinics that are existing. Right? Because they might not have everything that they need in their clinic, so we would be one that supports them in that area. So we are not competing the clinics, we are complementing them. Where they lack, we come in. And it's the same thing happening with government hospitals as well. Some of the things that we do, it's not available. Actually, there are tests that in the country, it's only available here.
Tests like what?
Like, for example, tacrolimus. Because when you have an organ that is donated from you, your system tries to reject it. So what happens is they will give you a drug to make sure that doesn't happen. So if you too much of the drug, it's going to cause toxicity, and too little is going to cause rejection of the organ. Before AQA, all these people have to go to Dakar to do, for example, tacrolimus. So that is readily done here now. We have tumor markers, like CA125, ovarian cancer. So if you are having cancer, for example, there are certain chemicals that are released into your body called tumor markers. So those are the ones that when we take your blood sample, we will see, in your blood sample, you have this. Currently, we have over 150 different tests that we do in here. We started with 50 something, so now we do more than 150. So basically, like he was saying, we have different departments. To make it simple, you have the microbiology department that deals with microorganisms, things that you can't see with your eyes. And also, sometimes you have an infection, you go to the pharmacy, they will give you a drug, but it might not work because of resistance. So, but when the sample is brought here, we can identify the organism and tell you this is the organism and this is the antibiotic that is sensitive. And this one, if you use it, it's resistant, it wouldn't work. Before we started AQA, it usually, on average, it will take you at least 2 weeks to get some of these results, like fertility hormones, like thyroid function test. 2 weeks. And now you get it in hours. And the quality that comes with the results, we run quality controls daily. So when we say quality controls, is you take samples that you already know what the outcome is. These are things that we buy from international manufacturers. We run it and we make sure what the result gives us is what we are expecting. The machines will always give you results. So it is you that is running the test that should know whether what it is giving you is reliable and accurate or not. But how would you know that? By running your quality controls. So everything that we do here, we can track. It's all digitized. Once you are registered from there, up until when your results goes out, it's all monitored and tracked. So that is something unique. You can be in the US and access your result anywhere, anytime. We have our app on iOS, we have it on the Play Store. So that ensures there is that fast turnaround time and also affordability. Before we came into existence, like for example, thyroid function alone will cost you nothing less than $5,000-$6,000. But you come here today, you get it for $2,000. So that is something that we've been able to address. It have waking up other people that, now we have to up our game as well. If we want to really continue existence, we have to make sure we also provide quality. So I think that is an achievement that we've been able to do.
We did not mention our internship program where we train graduates from the university. So far, we've trained about 25 individuals since when we started. All of them are currently employed. Either they're employed by the MRC or they're employed here or other places. At the moment, we're sponsoring 2 staffs to do their master's degree, and we're also sponsoring 2 other staff to do their BSc degree as well. Because training is one of the key things that we benefited from. We should be able to give back what we've been given. It's not that we are the best of the best. We were lucky to have certain things by finding ourselves in certain places. It's more of like, how do I also give back the things that I was given so that I can also help?
One of the things that we always hear is this is not owned by Gambians. We have even about 4 people that came up to this place. Some of them came from Europe. They bring them here, tell me, are you sure you are the owners? Who are the people behind you? When we tell them, we are the ones that started this company. But we weren't as big as this, we started somewhere.
So what advice would you have for other healthcare practitioners like yourself?
So first of all, I would say it's doable, but you can start small. We didn't just come all of a sudden, we become big like this AQ. When we started, we only had 4 machines. Only 4.
Now, how many machines do you have?
I can't count. We have all these machines here, and this is not the only branch we have. We have a branch in Banjul. So start small and then gradually build. If you start small, you will learn along the way. The business will tell you what you need to do, but most people just want to all of a sudden come invest a lot of money, and it wouldn't work. We were really focused on solving a problem. The idea was not just to come and make money, right? Okay, profit over people. So we put people before profits. So for us, the idea was, there's a problem, it needs to be fixed. We know the money is going to come, but the money is not the priority. The priority is the problem. My advice to anyone that wants to do something in any area that you are, one, make sure hone your skills very well, because that is really important, because you need to master your skills. You cannot start a business that you have little or no idea about. It will catch up with you, and you might need to hire some other people outside to come and help you, and that might even add to the cost of operating the business. So start small, make sure you hone your skills, be honest, have discipline and integrity.
But now, you guys, there was a need that you saw. Now, right now, what would you advise someone who's also in the health sector? What specific thing would you tell them? Okay, do this. Like, this is a problem, try and fix this one.
So we have toxicology. Because if you look at the drugs that these people, these children were taking, we need to have a lab that should be able to test those.
But there's none. So if you're out there, you're seeing this toxicology.
There are a lot of people in this country that have kidney issues. We have a dialysis center in Banjul, but it's never enough. I mean, one place is not enough. We have people that have kidney issues in Basse. We have people that have kidney issues in Soma and other regions. These are areas, there's a lot, like you said, there are a lot of problems that needs to be solved. And in whichever area you find yourself in, I'm sure there are problems that needs to be fixed. You just have to open your mind to the opportunities and make best use of them. And like I said, start small, right? Even if you have to do part-time, do it part-time.
So what do you think can be done at an individual level? Forget about the government, because the government, they cannot do everything.
So at the individual level, if everyone takes care of their health, right, by doing physical exercise, by eating the right foods and taking care of their mental health, we will not end up in emergency. Like a lot of people will not end up in the hospitals. So that's the place to start.
You started this like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So far, what have you learned?
I would say patience.
Yeah.
Because you will fail several times, but you should not give up. You should always try to continue, upgrade your knowledge, try to learn new things and move on. But if you fail once, twice, then you give up, then you will not get where you are heading.
You don't expect to take your best seeds, put it in the ground, and you expect it to grow that same day. You harvest the fruit that same day. You will have to do a lot of work. You would weed the grass. You will water. You will protect it from obnoxious weeds and birds and intruders and all that. And then, it's gradual before harvest time comes and you enjoy your fruit. As we speak, we still haven't harvested anything.
4 years, you are still...
we are still plowing and, protecting the business, making sure it grows. For us, it's a long-term thing. It's not just start today and cash out today. So we are thinking long-term. All successful people think long-term.